races left in the regular season. Who will punch their ticket into the top 12 after round 10? The virtual iRacing track of New Hampshire Motor Speedway, MaxSpeedTV brings to you round 8 of the Doug Designs Can-Am Pro Series for Extreme Motorsports and 99.com. Welcome everyone to MaxSpeedTV. I am of course Joshua Madlock on the mic for you here tonight alongside Gary Wells. As usual for the Can-Am Series, Gary, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Got some banking, but for the most part, it's pretty flat around the corners, man. At this 1 mile track, short track racing, but it can, become one of those tracks that you see really close battles.
Yeah, really close battles here. This place is insanely hard to pass. We're going to see guys slipping and sliding all over this track tonight. Setup is a little bit loose on exit of the corners, so these guys are going to have their hands full, but it's going to be a heck of a show to watch. There's two things that this place reminds me of. One, you could arguably say a Martinsville on steroids, big long Martinsville, tight corners, or with how flat it is, you could talk about your little mall parking lot. You go to one end of the parking lot, turn around, come back, go to the other end. So that's how flat this place is. But tonight we're going to see some close battles and obviously some bumping and banging too.
The bumping and banging as usual at a short track. You know, these guys, it is a packed field here tonight, Gary. I mean, we have 37 drivers out there, not counting the admins that are in the lobby. John Sterling, Jacob Lee out there. But, 37 drivers at a mile track, it's a packed field, and they're going to have to be very careful and very aware at different braking points going into the corners.
Yeah, on the wall here, I was taking a few test laps earlier, but along the wall here, you see a marker of 3, 2, 1. That just kind of gives you how many yards roughly before the entrance of the corner, 300, 200, 100. These guys, I was braking at around at about 250. Other guys have been breaking around 200, so it's just going to be interesting to see everybody's driving style differ and how they adjust to it themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Braking point going to be a big factor. Tires probably going to play a factor here tonight, but, with the big field, we also have to look at the cautions as well, going forward into the race. Well, we're coming down to about 4 minutes left here in practice. We're going to get to the pre-race analytics here real quick. Air temp of 79 degrees. Track temp 96. It's a little warm, Gary, but it's not that hot. But 96. 135 laps here tonight. 142.83 miles. Now, this is where we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. The tire to fuel window. Now, I've got the tire window set at about 25 to 35. The fuel window is anywhere between 35 to 45 a lap. So, as usually when you see that tire window lower than the fuel window, do you take a chance early on just to come down, get the tires and the fuel, or do you keep going and run out the fuel as much as you can?
Yeah, that's definitely a good question. I would say for myself, I like my track position, but at the same time, I also like my brand new tires here. I was struggling myself a little bit, especially on exit of these corners here in practice. So these guys, they're going to have to watch their wheel spin. They're going to have to watch to see how they manage their tires. And if they can do all those things, they'll definitely be right up front here at the end of the race.
Yes, they will. Pit road speed 45 miles per hour. That is grueling, but we have seen it worse at 30 to 35. So 45 and not too bad, but it's still bad enough. Well, let's get down here to the point standings coming into round 8 here tonight. Zach Willard up 55 of points on Paul Irvin. Zach Willard, 298 points. Paul Irvin in second, 243 points, 55 behind Zach. Orlando Rivera coming into tonight third, 224 points, 19 back behind Paul. Christian DeBoer up 2 spots into fourth, 223 points, 1 back. Bradley Wetzel staying right in fifth at 221 points, 2 back behind Christian. And Alan Hilton going to go up 1 spot into sixth, 216 points, 5 points behind Bradley Wetzel.
In seventh place here, we've got Alexander Brown. He's up a spot from last week. He's got 213 points. In eighth place, we got a tie for eighth between Rhett Nichols and our defending champion, Chris Seidenfaden. Rhett is up 4 spots from last week. They both have 210 points each. In 10th place, we've got Edward Bray. He fell. He's the biggest loser this week. He fell 6 points, or six spots from last week. In 11th place, we've got Rick Christensen in 11th with 201. In 12th, we've got Brian Washman with 187. And a tie for 13th place, 7 points behind our cutoff point, with Jeremy Horn and Lee Staples both have 180 each. In 15th, we've got Blair Daddy Patterson. He's a few back behind 12th place. Not too far back, though, within striking distance, 10 points with 177. And then in 16th spot, we've got Brandon Ketchum. He's up 4 spots last week with 160.
All right. Yep, Brandon Ketchum, 17 points behind Blair Patterson. You know, Gary, we're only looking at the top 16 here. But really, pretty much the top 20 to 25, you know, even though we're at round 8, if they have good races, you know, solid finishes, maybe a win or 2 in the mix, they could potentially bust their way into that top 12, get themselves into the chase after round 10.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, honestly, we've kind of seen it already. We saw Rhett Nichols a few weeks ago. He was down in like 23rd, 24th in points. He's won 2 out of the last 3 races. He's also finished second or better in the last 3 races. So he's definitely a guy that has proven, you know, if you finish really good, you'll definitely be right up there into the chase standings. Who knows? Maybe we could see Doug Blackman or maybe Blair Patterson, maybe even Lee Staples kind of break into victory lane, maybe gain a couple spots here and definitely try to punch their way into to the chase here.
All right. Well, as they get ready to get into qualifying in the drivers' meeting, we are going to step away here real quick, play the national anthem. Madison Rising coming up, folks. Get ready. We're about to get extreme here at New Hampshire.
Can you see by the dawn's
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here on MaxSpeedTV. We are in the drivers' meeting here with qualifying officially ended. Rhett Nichols up at the top spot, followed by Jarrett Lipster on the outside and Jeffrey Marble in third. But we've got team points to go down here tonight in round 8. So this is after last week. Everything has been added into it. So in the Can-In Series, Maverick Motorsports with 437 total points up at the top spot. Samson Motorsports, our defending team champion, in second, 418 points. Performance Motorsports in third, 493 points. Jacob Bell Racing only 1 point back out of third in the Can-In Series into fourth, 392. Hyperdrive in fifth, 386. Performance Motorsports in sixth, 369. Primetime in seventh, 321. Downforce in eighth, 318. Virtual Racing Alliance is going to round out that top 9 here in the team point standings in the Can-In Series at an even 250 points. We go up to the overall team points for the team championship is decided after round 5 of the chase. Gary Wells, you have that.
All right, so overall team points this week, we've got Samson Motorsports. They've got 2,069 points. In second place, we've got an even 1,900 with Primetime Motorsports. Third place, we've got Performance Motorsports with 1,755. And fourth place, we've got Maverick Motorsports with 1,730. And fifth place, Jacob Bell Racing with 1,695. But not too far away is the VRA, Virtual Racing Alliance. They got 1,669. In seventh place, we've got Hyperdrive. They've got 1,654. In eighth place, we've got Downforce Motorsports with 1,573. And last but certainly not least, we've got Performance Motorsports with 1,516.
All right, that is going to do it for the team points here. And I'm sitting in chat here, and I'm not taking away or trying to take away from what's going on. But everybody knows Bobby Allison. Now, from what I'm seeing here, I don't know how. I don't know the dynamics of it. Marcus Regal in the chat is saying that Bobby Allison isn't doing too well. That he's in a nursing home. I hope my thoughts and prayers first and foremost out there to Bobby and Bonnie Allison and the Allison family. Talked to Bonnie on Facebook many times. I've got an autograph from Bobby Allison himself, so this kind of hits me hard, you know. But my thoughts and prayers out there to Bobby and family. But getting back here, Gary, to the nitty-gritty here at New Hampshire, you've got some information to go down with some changes that have happened.
Yeah, so we've got some pretty big changes here as of recently. And if I go over to my driver change standings here that I've got on the spreadsheet, we've had 2 within the last couple of weeks. 2 of them really affecting, well, we got 4 total, but we'll just focus on what we got tonight as far as the Can-In Series. Tonight, we've got 2 new drivers and 2 different rides. We've got Jarrett Lipster. He's taken over for Jacob Lee as Jacob Lee has moved to the admin tower. We've got Jarrett Lipster in the 99. He's taken over the spot for Jacob Lee. And then here in the last couple of days, we've had Bruce Irvin, who's second in points, by the way. Paul Irvin, I'm sorry. Paul Irvin, not the football player. I'm sorry. Paul Irvin. He goes from Performance Motorsports to Jacob Bell Racing. So now you can see in the driver's stance, we got Jacob Bell Racing teammates running 1-2.
Yep, we see it there. We see it there. Yeah, for sure. In the 1-2 in points. We bring that back up here real quick for everybody just tuning in. This is the point standings coming into tonight, round 8 here at New Hampshire. It's actually New Hampshire, but, you know, for everybody out there that, you know, thinks Southern people don't pronounce things correctly, you know, there you go. But this is the point standings coming in here to tonight. And, you know, Gary, I can't, you know, I look at Zach Willard. You know, he's up there 55 points ahead of Paul Irvin. You know, Zach Willard, he has really come really far into iRacing. And you look at where he's standing at now. I mean, he could, say finish really well tonight. He's currently running in 7th, finish well next week, and then miss a race. And he's pretty much locked in here going into the top 12.
Yeah, he has really labeled the consistency so far this year, and Paul has to his own degree with 4 top 5s and 5 top 10s. But Zach Willard has finished every single race up to tonight in the top 10. That is incredible. We don't normally see that often in any form of iRacing, like leagues like this, or really in NASCAR as a whole. He's on a roll, starting out this season really good, really dominant, top 10 every week. He's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with here as we come chase time.
All right. Well, I don't know how well this is going to work there on screen, but what you are going to see coming up on screen, there is a scroll marker for the K&N points there for the Doug Design K&N Pro Series here for Extreme Motorsports. It's going to scroll across right above the slideshow there. I don't know how well this is going to work. I know everybody is wanting to pay attention to the race, so I'm just trying new things here tonight, folks. So if it doesn't work out, we'll change it.
Yeah, you've always got good stuff you got up your sleeve, so we'll see if this experiment works, right?
Exactly. But let's take a look, Gary, at who we have in chat, because it's the fans that keep this thing going. David Myers out there in chat, Jake in chat, Katie Dugas in chat here tonight, Marcus in chat. Let's see who else. Brandon Kennedy joining us again here tonight. So a lot of our regulars, Drive for Diabetes Awareness Incorporated out there rooting us on. DF Williams out there in chat as well. Andrew Fessenden, the Rat Man out there in chat. And I think that might be either a family member of Rhett Nichols or Rhett Nichols himself joining the festivities here in chat tonight. And HD Motorsports joining in here too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really cool to see how esports can really change a lot of things with this generation. It seems like everybody is really into the esports things nowadays, where everybody takes this pretty seriously, fans and drivers alike.
Well, it's amazing who you meet over time too. You meet so many people, whether it be in a chat or on iRacing. It's amazing at who you meet.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've made more friends here in the last 6 to 8 months than I had, in my whole life previously. So this is interesting.
Yes, it is. Well, Timothy Smith joining us in chat as well. David Meyer says he's freezing cold. Well, turn the heater on.
Well, I mean, it's really cold here in Indianapolis too. I think outside my apartment window, it's like 10 degrees right now. So
you can keep that up there.
I feel on the cold. Hey, it's coming to you next. You wait.
No, we ain't gonna get done. Yeah, we have some potential for a wintry mix down here in Arkansas. But where I live in a valley, so it's really hard for the cold to actually enter in where I live. It's got to be really, really deep in the atmosphere before it gets here. Other than that, it hits the mountains, and it just can't go over the mountains. So we don't get nothing. But we have that potential. So not going to rule some wintry mix out, but we ain't going to get what they are predicting, I should say. Well, Rick Nichols, Jarrett Lipster, Jeffrey Marble, Bradley Wetzel, Alexander Brown in the top 5 here. They are still in a driver's meeting here, and I'm sure they're going over
tonight.
I'm sure they're going over some important information, Gary. And as broadcasters, this is admin stuff to the drivers. We may not have that information, but this is important to the drivers for the K&N, for the trucks, Xfinity, and Cup, here at Extreme.
Yeah, they've recently gone through some changes here in the lower series the last week. Darren said he decided to step down for reasons we don't know, but that's none of really our business. We just call the race. But one of my drivers for Downforce, Jacob Lee, he was asked to go from the driver's seat to the admin seat. So he's one of the new assistant admins for the K&N series. So I'm sure he's probably going over, and Rick's in there too, and Don, the head of the admins. They're kind of just going over, hey, this is Jacob Lee, new admin. We got some new things that we want to go over. So I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about, and especially with John moving to the head admin seat. So I'm sure that's probably what they're talking about right now.
Yeah, and, or coming down to 4 minutes and 55 seconds here in the drivers' meeting, not necessarily qualifying because they're done. Well, Gary, this is going to be an interesting race. Round 8 at New Hampshire, we got a short track, I would, per se here tonight. We look at next week for the K&N series. Of course, they have to, get through tonight.
Right.
But we look at next week's race here going into round 9. And it's going to be at Kansas. Now, Kansas produces some amazing racing, even though the track is, well, Kansas.
Yeah.
It can produce some of the most amazing side-by-side action that you can see aside from, well, super speedways.
Right, yeah, Kansas. If you don't mind, I'll break it down for you a little bit. When they repaved Kansas a few years ago, they made it progressive banking, where for those that aren't familiar with what progressive banking is, it's lower at the top or at the bottom, but as you go up, the banking increases. So I think it's like 14 or 15 degrees the bottom of the speedway by the white line, but as you get up towards the wall, it gets up to about 18 to 20 degrees. So it really can produce some really good racing. You'll see a lot of guys on that high line, try to keep that momentum up with all the banking supporting them, but you'll also try to see some guys try the low lane as well to see if they could try to make some passes. And we see it a lot in dirt racing, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use it for asphalt. We are going to see some slide jobs next week at Kansas, and we're probably going to see some here tonight. I saw some crossover slide job moves being pulled here at New Hampshire even.
Well, we talk about Kansas, and, I know we got to definitely for sure get through tonight. We've talked about Kansas going into next week. Well, the final race of the regular season, round 10, Charlotte Motor Speedway is going to be the final race here for the K&N series. Charlotte, it is a 1.5 miles. It is a very fast track. Can be tricky at times, but what is the mindset seeing Charlotte the final race of the regular season?
Well, Charlotte, that is really a crown jewel event. The oval portion, not so much the road course, because the road course is very new to us, but the oval per se is really one of the crown jewels, really on the real NASCAR circuit. And I know a lot of these guys here as well, quote unquote, a lot of our iRacing teams like to base ourselves out of Charlotte, North Carolina, so to speak. So it's really all about Charlotte. That's kind of where the grassroots started in NASCAR, was the North Carolina area. So this race, I know for some guys that even declare it their home track, it is a really big deal. Everybody wants to win at Charlotte.
All right, they are now diving, it looks like, into the respective rooms here as they wind down the drivers' meeting. Unfortunately, not probably going to be able to get to our pole sitter here unless he's already down there in his room. That looks like he is, so let's go ahead and get him up here real quick. Rick Nichols, Joshua Medlock up here alongside Gary Wells. Got a copy real quick, bud? Rat, got a copy?
I think he gone.
All right. Well, Rick is not here. And we've got 50 seconds here
You want to get the outside pole sitter? I'll drag you back.
Man, I don't know if we've got time, to be honest, Gary.
Oh, we got time.
Real quick, hurry.
I'll make it quick. Jared Lipster, Gary Wells in the booth. You got a copy? Man, I'm going to go for 1, 2. Jared Lipster, Gary Wells in the booth. MaxSpeedTV. You got a copy? All right, well, I'll move him back.
Oh, for 1.
He ain't here. I got it.
Yo.
Oh, there he is.
What is up?
All right, Jared Lipster, got a copy.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, hey, we see that you're starting on the outside of the front row here tonight. What's kind of your mindset, real quick, here as we go into tonight here, as you're about to grid?
Survive.
Survive. Well said. Any plans that you got for tonight, like how you plan on running this race other than just surviving? How's the car feel?
Car feels excellent. It feels really fun. It's loose on exit, but it's controllable.
Well, definitely for sure. You're definitely going to be one of the guys that we watch tonight for sure, but we'll go ahead and move you back down. Good luck in the race.
Thank you.
Everybody's so scared to get interviewed today. Finally got one. There we go.
That's
well,
not
I guess when you're not used to getting interviewed, it's kind of shocking when you get pulled up here.
All right, well, let's get to the qualifying grid here tonight. I've got to change the pit pass starting grid here tonight.
You got
Brett Nichols grabbing the pole here tonight with a 38.50. Congratulations to Rhett. Garrett Lister going to start on the outside of film in second. Jeffrey Marble third. Bradley Wetzel fourth. Alexander Brown fifth. Chris Seidenfaden sixth. And Zach Willard seventh. Rodrigo Loga eighth. Tom Perdue-Goss ninth. Orlando Rivera in that 10th spot.
In 11th place, we've got Brian Wasserman. 12th place, Christian DeBoer. 13th, we've got the Blair Daddy Patterson. 14th, we've got Rick Christensen. 15th, Lee Staples. 16th, James Thorndike. 17th, if I'm keeping my math here correctly, Doug Blackman. 18th, we've got Brian Conklin. 19th, we've got Ron Miller. And 20th, we've got Christopher Vanskoy.
All right, Paul Irvin, 21st. Andrew Jump, 22nd. Jeff Glockner, 23rd. Josh Mayu, 24th. Edward Bray, 25th. Roy Geeson, 26th. Douglas Carlson, 27th. Donnie Lee, 28th. Tyler Marble, 29th. First of the non-qualifiers. Now, John Sterling is one of our admins here tonight. Merrick Watchhorn, 31st. Shad Curran, 32nd. Alan Hilton, 33rd. Kevin Moffitt, 34th. Jeremy Horn, 35th. Jacob Lee, admitting here tonight as well. Andrew Fessenden, 37th. Sean Grace, 38th. And Edward Moore Sr. is going to round out the field here tonight in 39.
37 cars, man. It's going to be an interesting race. I can't wait. Let's have them get going. Come on.
Right.
And we're rolling. That's good.
Rolling off here, Rhett Nichols up front into the number 17. Number 99 to his outside. It's going to be an interesting start here tonight, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Jarrett. He hasn't raced a K&N car very often. He did race in it some later half of last season. This season he was nice enough to drive it for us, but this is really his first start of the season. So first restart really up front. So it'll be interesting to see how this restart goes here, or the start, I mean.
Yep, the start of the race. All right, making the way to turn 3.
You know what time it is. Reach
Yeah,
up there
buddy.
and pull those belts tight one more time.
Yes, sir. Pace car is going to dive off here. They only get one lap. Rhett Nichols going to be in control. Pace car is off. Rhett Nichols going to hold him back. He is on the loud pedal. The green flag
We got
is
a
out.
caution.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
We got a caution already.
Oh.
Caution already.
What happened? Uh-oh.
We got a wreck. That's what happened. To be honest.
I don't know.
Well, we got some major checkups here. I don't know what happened.
All right, well, we'll take a look at it here on the MaxSpeedTV replay to kind of see what kind of transpired out here on the track the first lap of the race.
The 88, he did not go. He was just stuck there on the front stretch, and everybody just didn't know the message. I was wondering why the 17 was so low, but it makes sense now. Christian de Boer piles into him. Rick Christian nowhere to go. The 59, the 30. It just causes a big pile up here on the front stretch. I don't know how we didn't see him, to be honest with you.
Donnie Lee, I'm going back live here. Donnie Lee still sitting on the track there. Okay, he is off and away.
He's been removed from the server. Looks like John just made that move for us.
All right. So the admin's making a call there. Still not entirely sure. Why didn't he go? You know.
Yeah, I think that's just what we're going to see here. That's just it right there. He's gone. I think that's what they're going to rule here for lap number 1. Also, I forgot to mention they moved Rodrigo Loga to the back because he qualified after the 5 minutes tonight. So that's
okay.
So far what we've got.
All right, so Donnie Lee has been removed here. That caused a big issue. Looks like Doug Blackman on pit road, Christian de Boer, Rick Christensen, your pick, also on pit road here this evening.
I don't want to talk about it. He was involved in that wreck.
As we go back up front, I'm not going to talk to anybody right now. We really, Gary. No, we don't know what's going to happen.
We didn't even get started. We didn't really get a chance to get started here, so hopefully we can make it here this next run.
The pit crew might have forgot to put gas in the car, you know.
Who knows? But they obviously gave the 88 an EOL for stopped on track and never getting going. But he has been removed from the server, so. But that's it. No penalties were given under this caution. So.
All right. So as we gather things back up on the track
like we got
here.
Delayed green, I think. I did see the pace car lights were off, but they recently just kicked them back on here.
Probably trying to get everybody to catch back up. I haven't seen that happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looks like we already got a few guys that are either a lap down or out of the race. Rick Christensen, one of them, I pick. And Christian de Boer, he's on pit road still even. So took out a lot of good cars here early on in this race. Very unfortunate.
Yes, it is. Well, coming to the line here, I imagine they'll get the one to go this time by with Rhett Nichols. Yep, Rhett Nichols
the
up
lights
front.
Are off on the pace car.
Number 99 still going to be on the outside of him.
Hey, he didn't lose any ground. Didn't go nowhere.
Doesn't look like really anybody, I would say, per change positions up front.
No, it looked like the top 7 all stayed the same. Except for 10th place, Orlando Rivera. He's in 8th now. Went from 10th to 8th. Right, really, well, top 7 never changed.
All right, 28 watching. 14 likes here tonight, folks. We can get her done here tonight. We'll get them going right here. It looks like they are going to go single file.
Single file? Yeah, you've seen the same thing here. Okay.
Single file restarts? All right, well,
I can check here, but it looks like that is the case.
I think it is. Pace car is off and away. Rhett Nichols is going to be on the loud pedal. Here we go, folks. Oh, caution's out again.
Caution's out. Okay, all right. Well, I guess we aren't going to get the single after all. John Sterling threw the caution there, manual caution here. So we'll stack them up and get going again.
Confusion.
Well, let me poke some people here. Let me see what's going on.
All right, we'll get the official confirmation here from the admins. Not sure exactly what's going on here. Looks like we've got some. It looks like James Thorndike. That outside, it looks like everybody's slowing down. I don't think it was a wreck.
Well, I got my spotter in my ear. Sorry, my iRacing's still on, but we're not going green. But they've thrown another yellow here, so I'm not sure what's happening.
All right, I've seen that yellow here.
So I think they're all trying to catch the pace car now, I do believe.
All right. 17 to Brett Nichols. Short track racing, people.
Okay, so just due to that caution coming out before, I'm just receiving word from Rick Donathan and Jacob Lee.
Okay.
Everything, they had to throw that caution there because the caution came out before the start of the race. So now they're just, as they threw that second yellow when they took the green, everybody's having to cycle back around to the pace car. That's what's happening right now.
Okay, all right. Sounds fair enough. Well, Brett Nichols still going to be our leader. Garrett Lipster second, Jeffrey Marvel third, Bradley Wetzel fourth, Alexander Brown in fifth, and the green flag is back out. Here we go. Boy, this is going to cause some really a headache here with lap traffic
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are really going to have to play it smart here and passing all these guys. Look at Jarrett making it 3 wide here, dive bombing down here into turn 3.
Downforce guys, the 99 and the 30. Now the 30 is Christopher Van Scoy. One lap down.
Looks like maybe some contact, but well, the 125 just kind of slid up the track there. 17 is loose on exit here. He's able to corral it.
17 is going to be wrecked. He's going to be up front. All right, lap 9 of 135 here. We'll have, we still got a whole lot of racing to go, Gary.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the weirdest starts I've ever seen. So it's interesting, to say the least.
All right. Well, looks like Rhett is managing the. Whoa, he's all over the. Oh, he's gonna get loose. We've got the 30 hard into the wall. Christopher Van Scoy, and it just piled him up there, folks. Oh man.
Oh, the 30 got loose.
Yeah, let's take a look here. What happened to the 30 of Christopher Van Scoy?
Looked like he got loose here. He was racing side by side with the 22. I don't know if he had help per se, but he got loose and went right into the wall.
Take a look at it here.
And then it just involves our championship leader and our second place running in the points, the 79 and the 9.
Right here, it looks like the 30 gonna go sideways, hard into the inside wall. Flipping the 5, the 9, the 79, gonna get a piece. Oh, the 9, nowhere to go. The 24, nowhere to go.
And the championship here involved in this wreck.
Doug Blackman, nowhere to go as well. And then we see here the 26 right into the 30. And it was a big pile up here on the backstretch. Well, short track racing.
Yeah, just when you're racing side by side like this, especially on these cold tires, I don't think we can emphasize it enough. On a track with very low banking, it's really hard to get grip into these tires. So these guys here, they're just having to bide their time. And unfortunately, it looks like the 30 just, unfortunate form of circumstances with the setup here. When you're loose off, it's just going to happen.
See who we have that has moved up in position here. I'm scrolling down through the field.
All right, so I just got word here. I'm listening. I'm eavesdropping in on the race control during the race chat here. And so all the guys that lost their lap here with iRacing having a big glitch, I guess is what was going on here. Everybody's getting their black flags cleared if they have any. They're also getting a wave around and getting their lap back.
Right, so we've got some issues. iRacing issues, basically.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with technology, sometimes things do happen here, but the admins are trying to make everything correct here and get the scoring all settled out. So it's just going to take them a minute. We might have an extended caution here, so.
All right. Looks like Orlando Rivera has moved up into 7th from 10th. A Topper from 9th to 8th. A Blair from 13th to 9th. Old Daddy Patterson. Ryan Conklin from 18th to 10th. Andrew jumped from 22nd to 11th. Josh Mayu, 24th to 12th. Edward Bray, 25th to 13th. Kevin Moffitt, 34th to 14th. And from 33rd to 15th, Alan Hilton. So, like they are going to get that one to go here, Gary. Get them going.
All right, well, we'll do here. We see these cars crossing around here, driving around, going through turns 1 and 2. I do believe this time by. Just waiting on these guys to get going around here. Hopefully, we've got our everything sorted out. So, but pace car coming down the backstretch here with the field in tow. Rhett Nichols and Jarrett Lipsher, the top two, have not changed here since the start. Getting ready for this pace car to do some diving off here. Pace car is in. Rhett Nichols in control. Green flag back in the air. We're underway at New Hampshire. Rhett Nichols with a heck of a jump on this start. Jeffrey Marble here in 3rd place. He's going to be challenging that 99 as we head into turn 1.
Yes, he is not going to be able to make the pass here. Coming out of turn number 2. But side-by-side action behind him.
Oh, 3 wide behind us here in the back.
Oh.
Oh, they all got it filed out now that I said something.
Boy, New
But
Hampshire.
everybody, basically from 10th on back, everybody's just double file for the most part.
We're going to go back here on the 66 of Edward
Oh,
Bray.
contact between the 38 and the 31. The 38 hard into the wall.
No! No!
But he keeps it going, and they're
Brian.
still green. No caution yet.
Brian Conklin in the 38. Oh!
He
Doug
just got
Blackman
smoked.
off.
Doug Blackman off track.
Oh! What happened to Doug?
He's on pit road now.
He towed it. Man!
Let's see what happened to Doug here.
All right. Well, as you go back in, we've got the 51 of Jeffrey Marble off. Oh,
Yeah,
trying to
everybody's
save
kind of
it.
having some trouble here with these with this tire package, man. It's a hard thing to handle. These guys just need to take their time. We're only on lap 17 here, boys.
It's only a handful.
Yeah, I mean, you would think these guys would just reel it in and not try to drive so hard. We got Glockner coming up onto the racetrack. He's blending in here with the rest of these guys. But the 99 is all over the back bumper here of Rhett Nichols. And Brad Wetzel's all over the back bumper of the 99.
Yeah.
So we've got a nice tight battle here for the lead very early on in this race.
Up 1, 2, 3, pretty much neck and neck here. Chris Seiden Fadden back here in the 5. He
Here
has
comes
got
the 22. He's making a move here on the 99 for second.
Oh, yep, to the inside. Here we go on the backstretch.
These guys, this is really probably the most exciting battle here on the track at the moment. We see the 99 trying to cut down low, see if he can make a move here on the 17. Not going to get it done in this corner. But he is just all over the tailgate here of the 17.
Well, Don Grace back here in the 152 to the inside of the 24 of Jeff Glockner. Going to get around him. Now, Sean Grace
Jeff
currently.
Faulkner off the pace. He's just trying to stay out of the way.
Sean Grace currently
Got a couple
running in
side-by-side battles here, back in the back here.
38, I believe that
looks
is.
like the 2 car of Alan Hilton. He's battling here with the 42 of Kevin Moffitt. Looked like he was about to make his move, and it's kind of reeling it in at the moment. You really, here at New Hampshire, you really need to get this car going and rotating in the center of the corner. And once you could do that, that's when you can really focus on exit and getting back into the gas. But you don't want to give it too much gas. With how loose these cars are, you'll go spinning like a couple of these guys have already.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And look at the 2. He's trying to get to the inside there of the 42. He's trying. Not quite gotten that move made just yet.
Get back up here with the 2 of Alan Hilton.
He's able to get to him right there on the back bumper, but I just don't think he has the car right now to be able to make that move for that pass. But the 42 can really outdrive him going in on entry here.
Well, the 31 of Blair Daddy Patterson trying to fight to the inside of the 02 of Josh Mayhew. Now this is for 8th and 9th. Blair not being able to do it. It is so hard to pass here, Gary.
It really is so hard to pass here. You guys, you're seeing them run about the 3rd lane up. If you go anywhere above that asphalt patch, it's really just the marbles up there. There's no grip up there. But if you're trying to go down and pass down low, it's only 1 or 2 degrees of banking
the
down.
66 of Edward Bray going around, and the caution will fly.
Really hit on his brakes. Okay, everybody's going around him now. Let's see what happened to him here.
All right, taking a look at it here on the MaxSpeedTV replay. We actually caught that. We actually caught that live here, Gary. That was on Edward Bray when that happened.
Yeah, it looked like going into the corner here. I'm just catching up with the fans here, but looked like Rodrigo Loga got on the brakes, kind of pushed up, maybe some wheel hop, and 66 was right there, nowhere to go.
All right,
you can wheel hop it here if you're not careful. Depending on how hard you hit these brakes, you can really get some bad wheel hop.
All right there we see it, the 70 and the 66. Contact made, both of them. Well, the 66 going around, the 70 going around. However, the 66 of Edward Bray locks it down. Everybody, it looks like, manages, like you said, Gary, to get around. Edward does a good job of keeping it, keeping it where it's at.
Yeah, here at this racetrack, normally I like to say a lot of the tracks that we go to, very self-cleaning. Basically that meaning, the banking kind of wipes them down to the bottom of the racetrack. Well, to be quite honest, they say there's banking here at New Hampshire. There's no banking here. There really isn't. You just kind of stay there where you're at. So it's really important for our drivers to drive very heads up and be able to try to navigate, if I could talk today, around the stopped car.
Well, the banking here at New Hampshire is 1 degree on the backstretch, and it's between 2 and 7 in the turns.
Yeah, you honestly, honest to God, when you're in these cars, and even on the broadcast here, you really can't see the banking. It really, when you're going into these corners, it really doesn't feel like there's any banking here. They reconfigured it a few years back. It used to have a little more banking. It used to be like 10, 12 degrees of banking in these turns. Then they reconfigured it to what it is now, between 2 at the bottom and 7 all the way to the top. And you really can't feel the banking here.
All right, well, it's going to be so hard to get an interview.
We got pit stops here. It looks like the 17 and the 99 are going to be 1-2 off pit road.
No, it's going to be so hard, though, Gary, to get an interview in here at New Hampshire. It is a short track by the time we do the interviews and, get everybody ready to rock and roll. But we might have time to do one here real quick. Who do you want to talk to?
I want to pull up our polls here since we couldn't get him here at the beginning.
Right, well, let's go ahead and get him up here real quick if we can. Go ahead, Gary.
Red Nichols, Gary Wells up at the MaxSpeedTV booth. You got a copy?
Absolutely, I do this time.
Well, you're running up here up front. You start on pole. Just kind of break down these first 27 laps for us. How's the car been feeling with that last little run we had?
The car feels good. We had to dodge a car there at the beginning of the race. Don't know what that was about, but the car feels good. Hopefully keeping it out in front and make sure that bumper is about twice as wide as it usually is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, looks like here tonight you've led every lap so far. It's kind of the same trend as it was last week. You plan to keep it that way, or do you just plan on doing some giving and taking here?
We'll just see what happens, what kind of pressure I get from behind, and make sure we got a good car for the end of the race. That's the most important thing to me.
Well, absolutely. We'll let you get going back here. It looks like you're about 2 to green, 1 to green now, so we'll let you have back at it.
Good luck, Brett. All right, Gary. Well, get him going here, buddy, this time by.
Yeah, interesting lane choice here for Rhett Nichols in the 17 car. Looks like he's opting to choose the outside lane on the restart, which has been very different from every other. He's been taking the inside, so maybe he's trying to see what kind of grip and what kind of momentum you can get by running on the outside line here. But these guys, 2 by 2, going at the slow pace of 55 miles an hour. Coming through turns 3 and 4 now. Pace car is finally leaving the racing surface right about now. Red Nichols in control of the restart. He's on it again, going really quick here. Green flag back in the air. We're underway. Side by side for second with Chris Seidenfaden and Jared Lipschur. Seidenfaden being teammates here with Rhett. It's going to be interesting, a little restart here. Looks like Chris is going to gain that position here of second spot. Jared looks like he's going to slip back to third spot here. But as they're going here through turns 3 and 4, looks like Jarrett under some significant pressure now with the 22. 99 is
the 99 going around. Oh, Jarrett, you was just talking about him, Gary.
Yeah,
What?
It looked like there was some contact there between the 22 and the 99. 22 just gets in the left rear of the 99 and spins him around. No one else involved, it looks like here, so everybody is able to keep it nice and steady here.
We'll take a look at it here in the MaxSpeedTV replay. Well, New Hampshire. Oh, man, it is a rough track.
Maybe a little bit of net code there, but it looked like the 99 did have some help going around there.
Right, as we look at it, the 99 on the outside, the 22 on the inside, and then right there it was. We'll let the admins decide. However, that's going to send the 99 down hard into that inside. Well, I didn't hit it really too hard, but he is going to have some damage on that front end. How well is it going to affect that car? Is it going to build up with heat? You know, is it going to, disturb the steering? You know, Gary, you've got to put all that into effect, even though it is a fixed setup here at Extreme Motorsports. Real life stuff happens. You know, it affects everything.
Yeah, there is 2 or 3, 4 things you kind of dibbled on a little bit. Well, obviously we could see here he didn't blow the motor, so that's a good thing. But it really can affect your horsepower. Sometimes you do get engine damage to where you're not as fast as the rest of these guys. That's point number 1. 2, you alluded to it a little bit. You can gain some extra heat with the front end not being as good a shape, not as pristine as you'd like to be able to get all the air into the car. The steering, yes, it can be knocked off by a couple degrees. Sometimes I have the wheels standing straight. Then after, a hit like that, sometimes my wheel's a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, either way. So that can throw off the toe and, it makes you mad, That's another thing, driver temper. That can really tick you off as a driver when that happens too, early on in the race. But honestly, at New Hampshire, that's just how you have to be when you're in that third lane up. You kind of have to be defensive. You kind of have to pinch the guy down just a little bit. And I guess Bradley Wetzel wasn't having much of that this beginning part of the race and said, I'm not going to have it. You give me a little bit extra room on the exit. So, which he got his room.
Oh, do you think short track tempers may be flaring here tonight?
Oh, we're definitely going to see a lot of that. We haven't even gotten to lap 50 yet, and I think we already have seen some to a degree.
Up front, 17 of Rhett Nichols, the 5 of Chris Seidenfaden. Teammates running up front 1 and 2 here. And And, you know, we talk about Rhett Nichols moving on up into the point standings, currently running in 8th, tied with Chris Seidenfaden, his teammate. You know, they're running 1-2.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that might have affected Rhett's, lane choice there on this last start. Seeing that his teammate was in the 4th spot, maybe wanted to give him a little bit of an advantage on the outside and letting him be able to go with them. So, looked like it paid off. They're not running 1-2, so. But it looks like the 99 here is getting an EOL. He's going to be dropping to the back here for the start.
All right, Rhett Nichols, Chris Seidenfaden running up front here, followed by Jeffrey Marble. And it looks like Bradley Wetzel and Alexander Brown. Pace car is off. Rhett on the loud pedal. Good jump by Rhett Nichols and Chris Seidenfaden. Running 1 and 2, his teammates side by side, action behind them.
Oh yeah, side by side action. And I will point out, when you have teammates, we see a lot of these guys in team speak, right? So you could really get to talk to your teammate with you as the race goes along. So say you're running 1-2 or 1 and 4 or something like that. You could really tell your teammate, hey, I'm about to go here at this point, and when I say go, you go with me.
All right, yep, as they go single file, pretty much toward the back of the pack. It looks like we do have some drivers down on speed here, but they're side by side until we get back around here with the 4 of a Topper Dugas here. Got the 4 in the driver bar and a 41 on the car. So, yet another mishap here with the 125 of Merrick Watchhorn to his outside. Merrick Watchhorn just looked like he made that look easy, passing on the outside.
Yeah, and honestly, if you can really back up your corner, and even some of these guys are trying this 4th lane here, you really want to make it as straight as you can on exit. And when you are able to do that and apply all the power, it makes it look like you got an extra 50 horsepower coming down these straightaways.
All right, well, we do have some standbys in here tonight. Merrick being one of them. John Grace right up ahead of him as well. One of those drivers, standby drivers coming in too tonight. Currently running in 9th. He's battling it right here with the 31 of Blair Daddy Patterson. He's going to make that pass on that Daddy.
Yeah, Blair has really been taking his time. Got some help with one of the Cup guys on our team at Downforce before this race. Really learning how to drive this track a lot better. And it looks like it's starting to pay off for him here a little bit. Still running strong here, just inside the top 10.
All right, Kevin Moffitt back here running in 18th, battling it up here with the 35 of Ron Miller. He's going to make that pass on to Ron. Ron's going to fall back to 19th. Brian Wasserman, Andrew Fessenden, Jarrett Lidster, pretty much single file. Oh, we got a car sideways. I don't know who that was. Roy Geeson. Good save by Roy Geeson. Not to spin it. I don't know how that 33 managed to do it on this flat track here at New Hampshire, but he did.
Yeah, saving a car here at a flat place like Milwaukee, New Hampshire, Martinsville, as we get to some of these flat tracks here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got a caution.
Got a caution. And it looks like Topper Dugas in the 41. Gonna get involved in that. Let's go back and take a look. What happened to Topper?
Oh, it looked like he just got loose all by himself here, coming off a 2. He just got back into the gas too hard, and he kept it out of harm's way as best he could, and that was it. Just a single car spin, nobody else.
All right, yep, coming into 1. And then out of 2 right there, he does, yep, definitely gets sideways in front of traffic. He spins it on the track. Manages to pull off of the grass there, but yet the caution does come out. And the cautions are thrown by iRacing folks, so they are not thrown by the admins unless Well, like we seen at
Like
the
we
the
saw at
first.
the very beginning here.
Yeah, that is the only time they are thrown. Well, let's get a driver up here. I want to get
I think I know who you want to get up here.
Kevin Moffitt up here.
I knew you were going to pull him up here.
How'd you know?
I just know you too well.
Kevin Moffitt. Joshua Booth, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Kevin, starting back here at around 34th, but you found yourself up at 14th, man. Well, New Hampshire, buddy. Talk about the racing here early on. And what is it going to take to bring that number 42 up in the top 10, top 5, and maybe a win here tonight?
Well, it's definitely going to be tough. Competition's definitely very stiff out here. The track has been pretty slick, so obviously you can see that's already called out several guys so far. I just gotta try and keep the car under me and try and make some passes. Outside seems to be the preferred lane so far, so hopefully I can make up a few more spots.
Well, Kevin, it ain't over, man. Good luck out there. We still have plenty of laps left to go, so good luck, buddy.
Good luck, Kevin.
Thank you.
Right.
Always forget to give him that good luck.
Bringing it back up front. Wright Nichols still up front. Bradley
He's led every
Wetzel.
lap.
Yep, Bradley Wetzel now in second from
Looks like
fourth.
Chris kind of fell back to fourth that last run there.
Yep. Jeffrey Marble in third, right where he started. Alexander Brown in fifth, where he started. Josh Mayu started 24th, and he is up to sixth. Probably
Yeah,
a bit.
and he's honestly a really good driver. I've got to know him here over the last couple months, but he's definitely a really solid and consistent driver. So if he stays around here, man, he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep, one of the biggest movers here, Alan Hilton, started 33rd and 7th. Orlando Rivera started 10th and 8th. Sean Gray started 38th and 9th. I would say right now he's probably our biggest mover. And Merrick Watchhorn started 31st in a 10th here. Oh, Gary, once again, getting ready to go green flag racing. Get them going again, buddy.
Yeah, looks like getting things going here with Bradley Wetzel as the leader, if I'm not mistaken. Unless it's Rhett. I think it's Rhett.
It's
I'm
Rhett.
sorry. It's iRacing threw me a loop there. With Rhett being up front here, he's going to choose the outside once again on this restart. He's going to have, looks like Seidenfaden behind him again in that fourth spot, taking the outside.
Yep.
Side by side here, Bradley Wetzel in second. Then we've got Jeffrey Marble in third, Chris Seidenfaden fourth, and shout out to Alexander Brown. Started fifth, still in fifth. Staying really consistent here tonight in the top 5. Pace cars in. And we are back going green. Green flag back in the air. Britt Nichols, your leader, getting a really good pull away up front. Side by side for second here with Wetzel and with Seidenfaden. Wetzel kind of sliding up a little bit, trying to get that second spot here.
Side by side. Ooh. Oh, Chris Seidenfaden really got close to the wall there.
He was probably chasing it up. You do get loose on corner exit, especially on new tires, or tires that don't have a whole lot of heat in them. So he's probably doing with the loose conditions at the moment.
Get that heat built
Meanwhile,
up.
his teammate gets a sizable lead here.
Well, yeah, Rhett Nichols up front. And right now on the 22, Bradley Wetzel going to take second place over Chris Seidenfaden. Got to look at Jeffrey Marble, though, right here on the tail of the number 5 of Seidenfaden. Now down to the inside. And Josh Mayu all over. He has got a bird's eye view here in the battle up ahead of him. Alexander Brown.
Just hoping they don't wreck it.
Alan Hill, yeah, for sure, Gary. And we've got side by side happening all back through here. I am back here with the 59.
Sean Grace, so he's up into the 8th spot, started 38th, gaining 8 spots. And Ron Rivera here back into the top 10. He's hanging strong here, trying to keep this car up and going here.
Yep. He's out here running it up here, and that 148 goes high there to Tyler Marble. Like we've got
we
somebody
the
coming out
51 on
pit road
Jeffrey
here.
Marble coming out of the 4th spot here.
Maybe a strategy call.
I don't know about that one. Unless he's got a severe oh, he has a black flag. That's what's happening here. I think he got. Well, let me check here.
All right. Well, as you go back and take a look, we're going to look at the battles up here. Andrew Fessenden. Oh, Andrew Fessenden blinking out on me there. Come on, Andrew. Get your internet together.
Yeah, right.
All right.
All right, so it looks like here the 51 is receiving an EOL, and I'm waiting on the admins here to type in what for.
All right.
Lane change before start-finish line. Lane change before start-finish line. That's what it's ruling here between Jacob Lee and John Sterling. So he changed his line before start-finish line. You can't do that.
You can't change lanes before the start-finish line, and you can't go 3 wide before the exit of turn 2.
Now, we have seen a little bit of 3 wide here. They've been hiding it from you, and I have too. Just trying to save yourself here for the end. But they have pushed it a couple of times with these guys. You know, they get certain runs, and people get loose a little bit. It does create a little bit of a 3 wide situation, depending on where you're at in the pack.
Yeah, but by the time they go 3 wide and I get to it, guess what?
It's gone. It's back to single file.
They've done got it figured out, you know. I'm looking at a close battle here.
Solid side-by-side racing all the way through the back here. Looks like for 15th spot, Edward Bray, Rodrigo Loga, and the 59 here of Thorndike. They're all kind of over a blanket here.
Yep. James Thorndike to the outside, the 70 to the inside. Rodrigo, yeah, looking at it right here.
And also seeing another battle here between the 99 and the 38. 99 making a solid recover so far, and I think he fell back to as low as 30th here, so he's gained a few spots. Trying to make his way back up into the top 10, top 15 here.
38 of Brian Coughlin has some right front damage there.
Yeah, that was when him and Blair made contact going into one a few laps ago, and the 38 got shoved back up into the outside wall, so that's where all his right side damage came from.
As we take a look at that right front here on Brian Coughlin, you know, you look at the damage and you see, well, how is it affecting him? Well, it's on that right front there, and could it be hurting him or could it be helping him going into the corners? Yeah,
well, honestly, it really affects you on exit. With these cars being as slide and slippery as it is, sometimes some right side damage here tonight probably will actually help the handling of that car. We got another yellow caution.
Oh, we got a caution.
2 cars around. 42, I think.
And the 86 and the 42. Let's go back and take a look at it here in the MaxSpeedTV replay.
Oh, looked like the 42 was down low. And then just some contact here with the 86. Let me get a better view here. The 46 was actually just trying to set up a pass, it looked like, and I guess maybe he wasn't expecting the 86 to enter as low, possibly. That's kind of what it looks like to me here.
All right, the 86 comes down, and then right here, the 42. Either net code or contact, however, that is going to send them both down and up and into the wall, and both of them hard into that outside wall here in New Hampshire.
I tell you what, I'm trying to hear if no, that's just a new damage model. I don't hear any blown engines, but I think the 42 might have an engine issue. It doesn't sound like it's idling very well. But when you hit that outside wall, man, that could really mess up your motor if you're not careful, if you hit it just right. So
the one I wanted to interview is down pit road, so we'll
and who was that?
Change things up a bit.
Who might that have been, Josh?
Alan Hilton.
Okay.
Let's see here. Trying to figure out who is out. How about we go?
What about Andrew Jump? He's gained 10 spots. He's in 12th right now.
How did you know I was gonna?
Because he's jumping up to the top 10. That's how. Come on.
All right, let's see if we can get.
You got him though. That's your driver.
Andrew Jump got a copy.
Yeah, I do.
Well, Andrew jumping from 22nd to 7th, man. It's been a rough race out here tonight early on. Some good out there, some iRacing glitches, man. Well, talk about the overall racing out there on the track here at New Hampshire.
It can be a handful here. It's a lot of tight racing. It's not actually too bad here in the race right now. There's been a few incidences, but managed to avoid it. Just trying to keep my nose clean, see where I can get to.
Well, what do you got to do to bring it in to the top 10, top 5, top 3, possibly a win here tonight, buddy?
Avoid as much as you can and just play it slow. There's still a whole lot of laps left here. I'm sure I'll go back before I go forward again at some point.
All right, Andrew, we'll let you get back to it, buddy. Good luck down there, man. Don't give up.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck, Jump.
All right, getting back down there to his teammates, Gary. And it's been right now, though, pretty much Rhett Nichols in the 17 up front. He's led 53 laps here tonight. Bradley Wetzel has led 1 lap here as well. And I believe that's it. Just 2 lead changes.
Yeah, that's really it. Just that 1 lead change there, or 2, I guess. With
Take a
Brett
look at
taking the top spot back, but
the caution count here tonight. Now it says 6 cautions, but it registers as well when the admins throw the cautions. So,
well, I think it's probably 5. I think it's 5.
5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it at 4 or 5 here tonight. 26 laps, 80 laps to go. We've got, well, just 2 lead changes here.
Yeah, if these guys can just stay off each other a little bit, we're not even halfway through this joint yet. If they could just stay off each other a little bit, maybe get some green flag runs going, we might see a little more passing here.
All right, 27 viewers here tonight. Gary, guess what? I'm gonna let you again get them going.
Let me get them going again. All right, well, as we see their double file here, lights are off on that Ford Mustang pace car. Rhett Nichols taking the inside this time with his teammate right behind him here. I think that's the trend. Bradley Wetzel here in second. Like I said, Seidenfaden in third. And we got Josh Mayhew fourth. And Tyler Marble round up the top 5. Rhett Nichols once again on the green here. Going to take the green here on the loud pedal.
Well, looks like the 22 didn't get the start he wanted.
And that's just really hard, especially with Rhett. He likes to go early. And these guys just haven't figured it out yet. If they can just stay side by side with him and know when they're going to time it, I think they'll catch up on that pretty quick if they just pay a little more attention.
Battle back here, the 148 of Tyler Marble.
This is going to be a 3-way battle here for a second if we ain't careful.
Yeah, I'm watching it here. The 148 of Marble. And he's going to back it off there, the 22 of Bradley Wetzel. But
he knows it's early. He can pick off his battles here and get him here in a minute.
And New Hampshire, you can just see it here. And, we're going to go right along here. How about we go right along here as when they come
Orlando got loose off that corner, but he saved it. He's good.
All right, Orlando Rivera. Good save. Jeffrey Marble coming into the inside of the 85 here. We're going to go cockpit here when Jeffrey Marble comes across the stripe here. Caution is out. Not going to be able to do it at the end. Right.
Trying to see what might have brought out the yellow here.
Oh, taking a look at it back here. We're going to be on the 79 of Zach Willard. I didn't see his speed drop there, so I don't know if it was him or if it started ahead of him or around him, but somewhere around in there.
Well, let's find out here. Oh, yeah, it happened around him.
All right.
Yeah, that's for sure. Some really tight racing. Looks like 3 wide here. That's not good news, but looks like him and Topper.
Right there.
Him and Topper got together. The 25 just kind of finished him off, and he just kind of locks the brakes.
Oh, man, the 40.
I think maybe the 67 got into him, too.
The 41, the 125 might have got a pick. Yeah, he'd spin him around. Yeah. Zach Willard hard into the inside wall. The 24. The 24 nowhere to go. Gets into him. And the 67 glitches through him. And then the 33 taps the 24.
Yeah. So that here in New Hampshire, if you don't check up right away, sometimes it can turn from New Hampshire to Dover and Bristol all in a hurry. If you're not paying the most attention, you can hit some guys here pretty quick.
All right, well, we under caution here. Lap 635. I was going to go cockpit with somebody, but it didn't happen. Rhett Nichols.
We'll do that next time.
Rhett Nichols all the way back to about the 5th position. They've only pitted once. They've been out here at about 35 laps. And you think that might be a lot of laps, but with things that have transpired out here tonight, Gary, that's not really a whole lot.
No, it's really not. I mean, I was really hoping to see a little bit more racing, but just with how slick this track is, and these guys they're still trying to get a feel, but at some point you just got to look at yourself as a driver and be like, hey, let's get some laps in. Let's not drive like it's lap 135 out here.
All right, Rhett Nichols up front, Chris Seidenfeld in second, Bradley Wetzel third, Tyler Marble in fourth, Josh Bayou fifth, James Thorndike sixth, Andrew Jump seventh, Jeffrey Marble in eighth, Brian Wasserman ninth, Sean Grace right now going to round out that top 10 here. Don't have a crank it up cam for crap.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry. I apologize.
Well, darn.
But we can always do cockpit and crank it up, you know.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, so that'll be in the thought there. But it's been some racing out here tonight, Gary. I mean, these guys just trying to get it figured out. Cold tires, especially, would play a factor at a track like New Hampshire.
Yeah, it seems like either tracks that are really worn down, like a Rockingham or a Darlington, or flat tracks like New Hampshire and Martinsville, those kind of tracks, the really flat ones. It seems like they're really hard to either get heat in or just grip in general. So hopefully these guys here can just take it easy on this next restart as we're getting ready for the one to go. But here we got a same front row we saw from earlier.
Yep.
It looks like Rhett Nichols and Fadden starting 1-2 here. Then it's Wetzel and Tyler Marble in the Napa machine in 4th. And in 5th place, rounding up the top 5, starting 24th, Josh Mayu.
All right, Rhett Nichols going to be on the inside, it looks like.
Yep, first time in a while. He's going to be choosing that inside line here.
His teammate of Chris Seidenfaden to the outside.
Now watch Seidenfaden. He'll be able to time this restart really well here. Be on the lookout for that.
They're teammates, Gary. Give them a break.
Hey, Rick.
And he's on, whoa, they're already on the loud pedal before they come out of turn number 4. Wow.
He really timed that really early this time. Oh, the 22 and the 5. That's real tight right there.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to make contact there.
Very, very close indeed.
But it looks like Brad, he's really trying to make that inside work with this passing here. But I think he's going to have to find a place to fall back in line here pretty quick. Otherwise, he's going to fall way back.
Yep, 138 down to the outside, right on his quarter panel. Oh!
Yellow.
Oh, we got a yellow. Oh, it is a Paula back here onto the front stretch.
Oh,
I
yes,
see black smoke, Gary.
Yeah, well, when you see black smoke, that's not a good thing.
All right, taking a look at it. I don't know what happened. I'm going to be on Andrew Fessenden here. I know he was involved in that, but I don't know if that's where it started.
I'm seeing here the 152 of Sean Grace. Looked like he got back into the gas and the car got light and it just kind of piled up from there.
Oh, yeah. Looking at it here as he does go into the
125
wall.
got into him, I think.
rewind it here. Rewind it here. What happened to the 152 with Sean Grace? I believe standby drivers this evening.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to corral it.
Right.
And he just wasn't able to. Might have done some overcorrecting here on the front stretch. And Lipster, man, he had a a moment getting around that, and he was able to avoid it. But yeah, just a big pile up after that, a lot of smoke, and
the 99 gonna get a piece of it. The 125 gonna hit him hard, and then the 125 of Maverick Watchhorn, you know, on the front stretch here. It looks like the 78 trying to dodge it of Martin Truex Jr., a.k.a. Jeremy Horn, locks it down. But right there, we see hard hitting. Looks like the 3593 going to get a piece of each other. The 110 going to get a piece. The 79, the 6, the 56, the 33, 24. All of these drivers going to get a piece of the action, and that is going to take out several drivers here. Josh Mayhew in the 02 took his car behind the wall.
Yep, looked like he took it behind the wall. But I tell you what, man, it seems like Zach Willard tonight is not his night. Good thing he had that 55-point lead, because it's going to be gone after this race here, man. It seems like he's hit everything but the pace car here, it seems.
Oh, the pace car is an invisible. I mean, it's there. They can see it, but you can't hit it.
Yeah, you can't hit it, unfortunately. I tell you what, when I was doing some rookie races back in the day, there were some times where I just want to go out there and hit the pace car if I hit everything else. So, Days of Thunder moment there.
Yes, this is the entry level to the Extreme Motorsports and 99.com. Don Kidder joining us in chat here tonight. The boss man of the admins here joining us. This is the beginner for Extreme. And this is just to get things started, get things going. Don, I know you're out there, you're listening, you're tuning in, buddy. You know, you tell them, man, you drill it into them. But we do appreciate everybody out there tuning in, for sure. All right. Well, Rick Nichols, Chris Seiden, Fadden.
Yep, looks like we're one to go here, side by side. It's gonna be an interesting restart here.
Yes, it is. Lap 69 of 135 here this evening. As they make their way down the backstretch into turn number 3 here, Gary. Get them going.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have much of a voice after this race. Guess I don't need it. Side by side, this time once again, 17 in the 5. Pace car's in, wait for the 17, he's going already. Green flag back in the air, we're underway in New Hampshire once again. He gets a big jump, he's able to get into his line the way he wants it. Here comes Wetzel here on the bottom again, pushing up ever so slightly, but it's working for him here.
Yes, it is. All right,
and
gonna bring him up.
These guys are side by side coming off the exit of turn 2.
Gonna bring him up here. Rick Donovan joining us here tonight. Rick, well, it's New Hampshire, buddy. And, of course, the iRacing glitch at the beginning, man. But, you know, these guys trying to do what they can here at a short track. And your thoughts, bud?
Man, I tell you what, these guys are having a tough night tonight. That is for sure. We got a flat track. We're running around out here tonight. It is as slick as it can be. And Joshua, I don't know if you've got a camera angle, but if you can get these cars coming out of turn 2 and coming out of turn 4, you literally can almost see these guys are almost dirt tracking the car coming out of 2. That's how slick the track is out here tonight.
I think we can work that into it here.
think the best view you're going to get, Josh, is this cockpit view. Looks like really the only one has been Rhett. He seems to be the only one that's really been able to keep it straight, but I do agree with you, Rick. It seems like a lot of these guys are turning right more than left on the exit.
Yeah, they are definitely fighting the wheel out there, and man, that's a tough break for these guys. These guys, like we were talking, heard you guys earlier speak and let the crowd know, this is our entry level. This is the level that we get things started at. We've got guys that are mediocre to, we've got some 2,500 I ratings racing in here. We've got some guys racing at 500 I rating. And I tell you, that's one of the things that we want to do is be a league to be able to open our arms up and welcome a lot of people out there to come in. We've got a great group of guys out here, a good support group that wants to work with these guys and race with them each week and give them that opportunity instead of just pushing them out the door and saying you're not good enough and go look for other drivers. We don't want to do that here. We like to welcome all of these guys out here. They put a lot of time into this. They've got a lot of money tied up in it. And, I just hate seeing a race like tonight. A lot of guys having a bad luck out there tonight.
Well, round 8, you also got to put it into perspective. Round 8 here in the regular season, winding down the regular season, not the chase, but the regular season. There's a lot on the line here coming into tonight as well. So, this track is just as important as we see people yet again, Rick, sliding here, doing some dirt tracking. It's just as important as the first race.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jeffrey
absolutely.
Marble here on the exit of 4 this time by. I've been on this cockpit here the last couple laps. He was really turning it right and left here, just trying to keep it going straight on the exit of 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you, the big points battle, man, we've got going on. Only the top 12 make it into the chase. Like you said, a few more races before that chase kicks in. I was looking at the points there. Edward Bray, he's coming back from lost 6 spots since the last race. I believe it's Charlotte. He was up 6 spots. He's down 6 spots, down to 10th right now. He was up there in 4th. So, this tracks like this is going to be, some that these guys are not quite used to. Hey, tell you what we're getting in our league. A lot of guys are asking us, let's do some tracks that are a little bit more tougher, a little bit more challenging to race. And so that's the direction we're trying to lean toward for these drivers. These drivers have a voice here in our community. And we want to, let them know that they're very important on their thoughts and feedback and so forth. So, hey, these are some of the troubles that we do run into when, some leagues out there run Daytona all day. We don't do that here.
It's a mixed environment here at Extreme. That's why they call it Extreme.
That's right. But I tell you, man, Rhett Nichols, he is definitely getting it done out there tonight. His teammates Sider fading right behind him. Witzel looking good out there. Tyler Marble, standby driver, coming in here tonight. I think there's big things that's getting ready to happen with Tyler Marble. I'm sure you guys have heard of Marble Racing. Runs his own Facebook page out there. Real big in the community of racing. He wants to be a part of what we've got going on here. So I know that his son is out here joining with us tonight. I'm trying to figure out.
Right behind him, actually.
That's right. So, lots of good racing out there with those guys. But I tell you, one of the things that we look at with the K&N series is this series will definitely test your patience. It will test your track awareness.
Amen.
You're going to have to learn how to dodge the wrecks, stay out of the mess. Because these guys are not, let's just say, as skillful as maybe our Cup Series drivers.
Rick, we have a thing here at Extreme. You have some K&N drivers that do race in the truck series tomorrow night, but then you get up into the Xfinity in the Cup, and the only way to get into the Cup Series is to be recruited within the league itself to get into that major series. Now,
Yeah.
you know, you have those 3 series, K&N Trucks and Xfinity. You have those standbys that come in and the developments as well. That is what makes a big field. So kind of go over the logistics of the way that's designed.
Man, I tell you, you know, all week I talked to my vice president of Extreme Motorsports. We and I had a conversation just the other day. That's Kevin Ford. He runs our road side of things, and we had a discussion on where we're at, what are we looking at, and of course I explained to him over here on the oval side, asphalt side, we're pretty much maxed out in every series across the board. I know that last week in our Xfinity series, I think we had 42 drivers in the room, and we had 7 people on standby that was dying to get into the room. I know that we're about 43 guys across the board right now in every series that we've got, and I know that on his side, he is maxed out with one series at 60 drivers and another series at 54 drivers. So a lot of things happening here, a lot of people joining us here, and you know, it's more than just racing. It's a big community that we've got going on here.
Hard racing out here. It looks like everybody has got the tires warmed up, but yet they're still dirt tracking it out here in New Hampshire.
Well, these guys got a little bit, kind of give themselves a little bit of room out here. I tell you, man, like I say, it's very, very slick out there for these guys tonight. And tell you, this is going to be a tough track for these guys. You know, when you put guys that are trying to learn the groove and trying to learn the racing and get out there, and, you know, a lot of guys are not experienced running around full fields. And when you throw that in there with 40 other drivers, and then you put them on a track that doesn't have as much space, and then you turn the track temperature up where it's slick, man, it changes the whole ball game.
Oh, well, look at Bradley Wetzel follow back into third, battling it out here with Tyler Marble and Jeffrey Marble. Both of the marbles here. We got a marble team out here, you know. And it's good to see a father-son duo, Gary and Rick, you know, out here racing it up. You know, they may be family in real life, but coming on the track, you know, they're racing it up just to get the best finish they can, and really maybe to beat each other, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic to see father and sons out here racing and enjoying themselves, spending a little time with each other there. Just like you said, the marbles there, you know, father son out there racing. I mean, shucks, you've got Donnie Lee that they forgot to put gas in his car on the grid there, and of course you got his son up in the booth. So son is up in the booth as an admin, and dad's out there on the track, and you know. Tonight,
I think Son removed the fodder from the race too. That was kind of ironic.
Yep, had to do that. Yep. Son had to take him out of the room there. So, but you know, I tell you, it's a fantastic thing that we've got here, and to see how iRacing itself has, you know, not only got people involved in getting to know each other out here and creating friendship, but it also
got a
brings
caution. All right, well, let's take a look at it here real quick. I'm trying to find it here. Roy Geese or Edward?
I'll take a look for you.
All right, well, take a look at it here. We go on Edward Bray here real quick. I did see Roy Geeson, though, go to pit road or tow
look
it.
like the 125 and the 66 here.
All right, Edward Bray.
And, the 125 slams into the 66 here. Just kind of helped him around in the left rear.
All right. Yeah, admin's still that, but right here, yeah, the contact made. 66 and the 125 there. That's going to send the 66 into that outside wall here. So, caution will fly again here tonight. And everybody, it looks like as we get to lap 90, coming down pit road here this evening, Rick Nichols sliding it into his pit stall here. Going to step away, step away here real quick, play a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Side by side right here on MaxSpeedTV. Alrighty, folks, back live here on MaxSpeedTV. They are double foul. We have a new leader, Alan Hilton up front. He's led 2 laps. Brett Nichols to his outside. I'm going to let, the boss man. I'm going to let Rick Jonathan get him going here this time by.
All right. Well, I tell you what, let me see if I can blow the dust here off of my vocal cords here. Alan Hilton up on the leaderboard there. Outside looks like Rhett Nichols. Got Nichols and Hilton up there. It's going to be first and second starting this thing off. Chris Sider fading back there in third. Jeff Lipster, tell you what, he's already suffered 1 penalty but got himself back up there. Lights are off the pace car. The crowd is standing up and the pace car is off the track. Green flag flying in the air.
Alan Hilton, good jump by the number 2. But Rhett Nichols going to try to gather his momentum going into turn number 2 here, out of turn number 2, onto the backstretch. Chris Seidenfaden, side by side on the backstretch. Oh, we're wrecking in the back, and there is the caution. Not sure. The 66 of Edward Bray?
Oh, netcode. Big netcode there. Between the 66 and the 86, just randomly just kicked him to the left. That was some big netcode there.
Wow, that is.
Let
That
the
is probably
admins
some of the,
decide,
and
but we
he's on
got
the
the boss
inside of
man.
the track somehow.
Gary, we got the boss man up here too. You're taking a look at it. I'm taking a look at it, and
That is
good
the biggest,
Lord, yeah.
biggest netcode I've ever seen,
Oh man. Yeah,
that was a delayed netcode right there.
Oh wow. The 66. Yeah, I've seen netcode, and I would say, I don't make the calls, but yeah, this one right here. Oh yeah, I would say netcode right here, Rick. That is a huge netcode here. And we don't talk about it much, but netcode is a problem here on iRacing. Gary, you have been a part of that as well. Gary, go ahead.
Well, I've been on the giving end and the receiving end of it a few times or two, but yeah, it's never fun. You think you have a little more room than you really have, and then And honestly, depending on your peer-to-peer connection, sometimes along with the server, it can be a frustrating deal for sure on both ends.
Rick?
Well, I tell you what, just taking a look at the replay there, and I'm sure the audience out there can see that replay. I mean, two cars going side by side down the back stretch with probably 3.5, 4 foot of distance in between them, and all of a sudden the car just bounces out toward the inside infield. I mean, there's really nothing to talk about there. I mean, the situation is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
nothing is ever perfect. iRacing has done a fantastic job with what they've put in play here. I think the biggest thing is we can point out negatives, but let's look at the positives. Let's look at the things that we do have here. What iRacing has brought to the table here. You've got real race car drivers out here using this as practice and so forth. There's a big articles that's going up right now about what iRacing has brought to the table here, and it goes back to like we were talking about before. Look at the relationships that it brings, father and son in here racing. You've got people that are able to bring their businesses into this and get their businesses involved and promote their business. Drivers are promoting themselves through this as well, and I tell you, some of these guys, as you know, have created real careers in the real world, in the world of racing, and got their start right here with iRacing. So, hey, I'm thankful for what we've got. Is it perfect? It's not perfect, but these guys have come a long way, and I think if you compared some of the other simulations that we've got out there when it comes to racing, man, I still think we've got the best of the best.
All right, well, Gary, man, we are getting ready to go here. Double file, get them going here, Gary.
Yet again, another restart. Brett Nichols and Alan Hilton on the front row. Of course, Alan being your leader. Third here, we've got Jarrett Lipshaw in the 99 coming all the way back from damage and all. He's running around here in the third spot. And fourth, we've got Chris Seidenfaden in the fourth spot. And rounding out the top five, we've got Tyler Marble in the fifth spot here in that Napa car. Pace car coming through turns 3 and 4, side by side. Just waiting on the pace car here to get off the racing surface so we can get this thing back going again. Pace car diving off into the pit road here. Green flag back in the air. 2 car, Alan Hilton, he takes off. He's our leader. Brett Nichols going to fall behind him in second spot, and we got a battle from third on back.
Talk about that battle here, Gary.
Oh, almost some 3 wide here in turn number 2. That was close, but it looks like everybody gets it sorted out.
Yeah, as soon as I get to it, of course.
Yeah, always.
Tell you what, Nichols is looking on the inside of Hilton there. Hilton's getting a good run coming off of the corners there. But tell you, Nichols there looking on the inside of turn 1 there. But just letting the car roll through the corner there. Caution out.
Oh, Martin Truex Jr., a.k.a. Jeremy Horn. For everybody out there that don't know, that's his. So, the 78 of Jeremy Horn going to be involved.
We had a big, massive checkup. Looked like the 93 of Shad Kerr, and he kind of checked up there. I'm trying to see what exactly was going on here. Oh, he bounced off the wall and came down. And everybody was trying to check up, and the 35 just got into the back of him as well. 35 of Ron Miller.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, we see it here.
And then it's just kind of a big pile up from there behind them.
93, 35 kind of checking up there. And then the 70, right.
Just, nowhere to go. It looks like he gets hit from behind by a Jacob Bell car.
Right back into the 78.
I want to say that was Rodrigo Loga. I think it is.
70 of Rodrigo Loga. Yeah, right there.
And just nowhere to go. Everybody checking up. Sometimes it's just you can't be all the way out of the gas, and sometimes even hitting the brake, and sometimes you just can't check up in time. That's definitely part of racing.
Back up. All right. Well, who we gonna chit chat with?
Well, let's have the boss man decide.
Well, I tell you what, old
Putting you on the
Alan
spot.
Hilton. Let's get old Alan Hilton up here in the box. He's up there in the lead. He's
I
got a
got
lot
you.
of pressure there behind him. Alan Hilton, Rick Donovan up in the booth, joining me here with Gary Wells and Joshua Medlock. Man, you've got that car up there in the top of the leaderboard right now, and you got a lot of pressure there in your rear view mirror with Nichols back there and Lipster. How you feeling out there?
Man, I feel good so far. Hope you guys are enjoying the race up there. Track feels good. It's pretty loose. Once these tires start coming in after about 6, 7, or 8 laps, it really starts feeling good. But overall, good night for us here so far.
Any game plan here? You got 102 laps in the books here. So looks like you're going to have about 33 laps to go. Any game plan?
Should be good on fuel. Just going to try and hold these guys off behind me. Hopefully get this win, if not a top 3 or 5 out of this. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we're going to let you get back into the groove of things there. Good luck to you out there tonight.
Appreciate y'all, Rick.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, Gary, if we got a chance, I'd love to get Lipster up here. Suffered a penalty a little early in the race, but up there in third place position. Definitely like to get a word in with him. Jared Lipster, Rick Donovan, Gary Wells, Joshua Medlock up in the booth here. Man, I tell you what, you got a little bit of a penalty here earlier in the race, but you have worked yourself way back up here to the top 3. Man, you're wheeling that car around this track tonight. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling excellent. I'm feeling excellent tonight. It is one of the best feeling cars I've had in a long time.
Well, I tell you what we've seen up here in the booth here tonight, and the fans out there that are watching and tuning in with us live here tonight, the cars look a little slick out there.
They are fun. If you can't drive this, I don't know what you can drive. This is one of the easiest cars to drive out here. It's fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got about 32 laps here when we get ready to drop green flag. We're expecting more cautions to come out. A lot of people are going to get on the edge, but any game plan you got?
No, not really. Just trying to finish.
All right. Well, I tell you what, you're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We're going to let you get back to it. Good luck out there, Jared.
Thank you very much.
There you go. I tell you, pace car is off the track. Green flag is flying in the air, and it looks like Hilton has got a heck of a jump there, with Nichols trying to tie in right behind him. Lipster trying to look on the inside to take over that third place position, but you got Seidenfaden still battling him out there on the outside. We'll have to see how that comes out.
A little dirt tracking out there, Rick, between the 99 and the 5. Gary, you seen that, I'm sure, as well.
Yeah, they really reeled it in there, but I really thought that 5 was going to lose it there for just a brief second.
Man, I tell you what, Lipster there, looks like the 5 car of Seidenfaden kind of dialing in on him. Can't forget about Tyler Marble, Jeffrey Marble back there. Tyler, I believe this is his first start of the night here. Looking good out there right now, currently running in the top 5 with Dad, Jeffrey Mabel right behind him.
I think this is his second, because I think last week we seen both Tyler and Jeffrey Marble as well. So I think it's their second start, but maybe the first during the K&N.
Oh, we got a battle for the lead here, boys, between the 17 and the 2, and the 99's looking.
Tell you what, Hilton there got, I tell you, it looks like Nichols there got a good run on Hilton.
He's going to try the slide job.
Still battling there. Lipster looking on the inside. And Lipster going to try to pull out beside him. Side by side. Oh, Lipster didn't get quite the run that I was expecting to see him get there, Gary.
Yeah, no, he didn't quite get the run there, but he's definitely wheeling this thing tonight. I've seen a lot of guys just wheeling it, just trying to make the corner, let alone get through the center here. Nichols has really been the best all night at really just letting his car roll through the center and then ease and back into the gas. And you will see a lot of shifting.
The two is into the outside wall.
Contact.
Alan Hilton, contact with the outside wall, no
Well,
caution.
it looks like everybody makes it on through here safely. The two just keeps it out of the way as much as they can. Heads up driving by the 148 and the 51, both of them here.
Well, that's a tough break there for Hilton. Looked like Hilton got into the corner there just a little bit too fast. Tried to check up there, caused Lipster to get into the back of him.
Oh, we got this 125 around.
Oh!
Looks like him and Shad possibly making some contact.
All right, well, let's get back on to said the 125.
Yeah, 125.
That would be
Campus-
Merrick
Oh, it's him in
Watch.
the 85. I'm sorry.
The what?
All those performance cars look similar.
Oh, what number?
125 and the 85. It looked like the
Okay.
125 was loose, and Andrew could just kind of finish him off. Nowhere to go.
All right,
Yeah, it
the
looks like-
125.
Yep, looks like the 125 came out of turn 2 there. The car got loose with him, kind of overcorrected there a little bit. She started the wigtail, and of course, well, the car there didn't have nowhere else to go, and tough break there for 125 of Merrick Watchhorn.
All right, we get back up front here to Rhett Nichols. Dominating performance by Rhett. He has led coming to 92 laps here this evening. But we can't forget about any of the other drivers. Let's get the 77 of Brian Wasserman up here. You know, Brian currently running just outside that top 10 here. So, let me see if I can find him.
He's a Maverick. I'll bring him up for you.
I got him. All right, Brian Wasserman, Joshua the Booth, buddy, alongside Rick Donathan and Gary Wells. Got a copy.
Yeah, I got a copy. What's going on?
Brian, currently inside, or just outside the top 10. You started 11th, you're in 11th. It's been a rough race out there, man. Well, it looks like you got a pretty good, clean number 77. Talk about your race and what is it going to take to bring it home. Really, I would say inside the top 10, but can't forget the maybe a win.
Well, you know, heck, I'd love to have a win, but top 10, I'll take it. I tell you, I had some bad luck in the beginning, but my pit crew did a great job getting the car back together, and I've just been trying to be patient and work my way back up, and so far I've had some good luck since that first mishap, so we'll see.
Oh, we've got, we're coming to lap 112. We're going to come down to the final laps here at New Hampshire. Flat track. Man, got to know what your thoughts are going into the final laps here, because it can get a little extreme for sure.
Yeah, you gotta hold your line, watch that low line through the corners there, and I tell you what, you gotta hold on to the wheel because it's gotten a bit greasy. So now's the time to get aggressive and get up on the wheel. That's for sure.
All right, the Dosaki 77 currently running 11th, right where he started. Brian Wasserman, good luck, buddy.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Gary. Well, it's been a rough race here tonight, but we're not over with. As they get the one to go, Gary, man, I think it's going to get wild here.
Did you say wild? I really thought these last 112 laps have been kind of wild, but
Okay,
well,
more extreme.
more extremer, extremist. I don't know, man. We're coming down to the end of this thing. It'll be interesting for sure as we get down here to the final laps. We'll how much patience will we see at this point? I think none. So hopefully these guys can get all together here, and we'll get back up there and see a really exciting finish.
All right, Gary, get them going this time. Bye, buddy.
All right, well, we got the Mustang pace car here on the racing surface coming through turns 3 and 4. Brett Nichols, of course, your race leader. He chooses the inside lane. And of course, that pace car is in. Wait here for the start. Green flag back in the air. Another good start by Red, but Jarrett timed it perfect that time. That's the best we've seen an outside car get going here. That's not been a teammate of Red here.
Yeah, Jarrett Lindster, man, he kind of split the Northern Capital machines. They got one Northern Capital up front.
Oh,
we have a big wreck in the back. Oh, Blair Daddy Patterson flipping it.
Still.
Oh, man, rough ride for the daddy, Blair Daddy Patterson. We're going to go back and take a look.
That's tough, man. Just seeing Blair here, I think.
He was on the inside. That's where he started.
He was on the inside, but I think he might have thought he was clear. I don't know what his spotter's thinking up there. I know who his spotter is. But looks like he might have tried to clear himself, and that obviously didn't work.
All right
but
here.
He went for a rough ride. I didn't think a car could flip at New Hampshire until today. So.
All right, the 93 on the outside, right there. The 31 hard into the outside wall, flipping it topsy turvy on his lid like a top. He does go back on all fours, but oh man, go back 20 seconds here. We're going to go cockpit with Blair Patterson. If you get motion sickness, I don't suggest watching this because it can. Yeah, Gary, it can get a little rough for sure.
Yeah, definitely for sure. As we see Blair, going flipping and spinning and every sort of thing here. I know a lot of these guys can run a virtual reality. They put the headset on. It's like they're driving the real thing, They get as real as they can get it minus the G-forces. So I know a couple of team members on my team, they use the VR, and they said the first couple times they used it when they've gone spinning, they kind of had to close their eyes because it would kind of give them some motion sickness a little bit at times.
Well, Rick Nichols still up front. Yeah, motion sickness. Gary, oh man, that VR to triple to singles to whatever the case may be. That's why I give that disclaimer, because when I go cockpit with somebody in like that, it could definitely mess up somebody's anxiety.
Yeah, I know for me, I know the first time I really had a major crash on iRacing, it kind of gave me a headache because he kept seeing sky, ground, sky, ground, sky, ground. That's just kind of how that was my first couple flips here. But I tell you what, seeing a car flip at New Hampshire, that's a new one for me. I hadn't seen that yet.
Oh, you just seen it here at New Hampshire here tonight. Take a look at the caution count here tonight. 13 cautions, 53 laps here. 20 laps to go here tonight. 4 lead changes is all we've had, but in reality, it's pretty much been all the 17 here tonight of Rhett Nichols looking to really move up into the point standings, coming in tied here tonight with his teammate Chris Seidenfaden in that with 210 points, 3 back behind Alexander Brown. But Gary, I think right now Zach Willard still looking comfortable where he's at, 55 points ahead of Paul Irvin.
That's definitely going to change a little bit. I think him and Paul both have had issues tonight, but that's really going to affect Willard here in the points for sure. Paul is in 35th, and Willard right now running 32nd, so they'll still remain 1-2. Or at least Willard will still be on the top spot, but it's a hard deal, man. It really is.
Oh, yeah, it is. And as we come down to the final 19 laps, Gary, get them going, because, well, we don't know what's going to happen.
No, we really don't. And the pace car coming through 3 and 4 once again this evening. We got the 17 still on the pole here. He's going to control the start. He's going green flag back in the air. And the 17 once again gets a jump. 99 did not get going as well this time. They're going to be side by side for second on back here.
All right, side by side, it looks like the 99. Jared Lindster, getting squirrely. He saves it. He's going to pull it out into what was for second there, but
to third. These guys had to check up a little bit, do some moving around, and it's he managed to pull it out, and everybody kept it nice and clean. Everybody was being nice and aware there. Now he's got pressure here from Tyler Marble in the 148.
Tyler Marble, it looks like the 99 going to pull it in a third right up ahead of him.
Now let's see what the 99 can do. He kind of made his tires upset. Oh, the 152 climbed the wall there for a second. But he's good now.
Right, not able to get a look at it, but Bradley Wetzel started fourth, currently running in second, led one lap here. He is battling it back here with the 59 of James Thorndike. James Thorndike currently running back here in a 6, just outside of the top 5. Side-by-side battles here. 16 to go here tonight.
16 laps to go, and it's getting really tight here between the 22 and the 59. It's going to be interesting. Will that 22 try and use the bumper to get around said 59 car?
Oh, the old dreadful bumper hook.
Oh, I just call it the nice bump and run. We've seen that a few times here at New Hampshire.
Bump and run and go on the final lap. I can see it.
Oh, well, that's the key thing here. And Burton, Jeff Burton, he's talked about this.
Oh, he's looking. He's already looking to the inside of 59.
He's there. We got a caution.
Oh, we got a caution.
We got a caution.
Edward Bray. We were just talking about Edward not a few laps ago.
Edward Bray having another tough night here this evening. Oh, looks like the 85 again. Him and the 66 kind of racing hard here, and I don't know if that was net code. I'll get a better angle at it, but
we'll look at it here, and we might try to look at it at a couple different angles.
Oh, there was definitely contact there between the 66 and the 85. 85 got a better run in, maybe overdrove it, kind of got onto the brakes, and made a little bit of contact there with the 66.
Edward Bray got to go up, spin it into the outside wall. Not hard contact, but
just
enough to cause a little bit of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just kiss it there. He's kind of already had some other bump ins today, so
I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't think he's had much other. I think he's gonna be okay after that one. He's hit it plenty other times, so.
He's on the lead lap, so we can't count him out.
As long as you finish all the laps, I always tell people, especially in Canada, with these guys developing their talents, it's as long as you're on the lead lap at the end, you always got a shot. The key is to always finish all the laps.
When I first started here at iRacing, Gary, we have had many conversations. I finished the race several laps down. I'm sure we all have had.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That experience,
And that's when you realize your talents were up in the booth, right?
Yeah, well, it's not like any NASCAR game. You can't just come out here, ride the wall, and win. It's more realistic than you think, folks.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if you hit that wall hard enough, you will get some wheel damage, and then the old meatball black flag comes out. That means you gotta come in here and pit and repair your damage before you're allowed back out on the track.
All right, 13 to go. I don't know. Alexander Brown, though, he has had a heck of a run here tonight. Started 5th and been pretty much up into that top 10 position.
He hasn't really left the top 5 much here these last 100 laps.
Let's see if we can get old Alexander Brown up here. Where he's at?
I believe he's down in down in Maverick. Yes, I'll roll him up. I got him.
All right. Alexander Brown, Josh Medlock in the booth alongside Gary Wells. Got a copy.
Yeah, guys. How's the race going?
It's going, man. You're down here. You've been running up in the top, I would say top 10 most of the race here tonight. You started 5th. You're currently 8th, but you've been kind of up in there in between the whole race, man. Well, 12 to go. Here at New Hampshire, what is it going to take to bring it home in a top 10, top 5, top 3, maybe a win here tonight?
Can I put in like, a little juxtaposition here, and the fact that you got to be aggressive and like take her easy? Like you got to have a set of balls and go, but you can't be stupid.
No, yeah, that sums it up about right, bud.
Yeah, I would agree, Gary. I would agree. Well, Alexander, you're getting double foul here, man. Any last words before we come to 10 to go, buddy?
Go Team Maverick and go get yourself some licorice.
I amen to that on the licorice.
All right. Good luck, Alex, buddy.
Gotten good at moving people.
All right, you're getting there. You're getting there, Gary. Gary, get them going. Coming to 10 to go here tonight for round 8 here at New Hampshire for the Canon Doug Designs Canon Pro Series for Extreme Motorsports at 99.com.
Yes, Doug Design Pro Series here. We're coming to 10 to go. My clock fell off my table, but that's okay. Here we go. 10 to go. Red Nichols leading the field. Pace car pulling on for what hopefully is the final time. Green flag back in the air. Red Nichols again with another solid restart. The 5 is Side and Fadden, gets to stay up there in that second spot. Battle for third here, brewing between the 99 and the 148. Real tight battle here coming through turns 1 and 2. Everybody else kind of side by side here. 10 laps to go. Gotta be aggressive, but gotta be smart.
I think right now you got to dirt track it, but you got to be smart about it. As we see the 99 of Jared Lipster to the inside of the 148 of Tyler Marble.
You want to use up all your tires, but at the same time you don't want to, because if you use them up too much, you can't get up to the lead. So if we see any guys get sideways here, they'll definitely try to make another go and cool them off, and then try to go back at it again.
A side by, we got him into the wall bar, the 99. Oh, and it is a big one. Caution is out. I wouldn't say a big one. Oh, but yeah, Jared Lipster going topsy-turvy here.
He just kind of overcorrected it here, and another downforce car. There seems to be a trend. We need to work on that, guys.
Oh, we're going to go back and take a look at it here on the MaxSpeedTV replay. 8 to go. Coming up on 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central. It's been a rough race, Gary.
It's been a marathon. I'm ready to go to sleep.
Taking a look at it right here. Oh, yeah.
I think what happened there, Jarrett was just trying to push it coming off of turn 2. And he knew he was loose, so he knew he had to turn right. But I think it was just one of the moments there. He kind of overcorrected, and the 148 was there, unfortunately.
The 99.
But the 148, he is a trooper. He's still up here at the top 5, but man, his car is all beat to you know what.
All right, yeah, the 148 of top Tyler Marble. But we don't interview anybody under 10 to go. So Gary, oh man.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't either. I got the hiccups.
I've ran out of words for this race here. We might see some guys try to come in and pit here, maybe back into the lead lap, maybe try to prepare for maybe a green-white checkered. But I think for the most part, if you're in the top 10, I think you've made your bed. You kind of laid in it here. So, but we might see some guys back half the top 10, top 15. I think we might see some guys pit, but I doubt it.
All right, Rhett Nichols up front. Chris Seidenfeld, his teammate, in second. Jeffrey Marble in third. James Thorndike coming from 16th to 4th, and Tyler Marble from 29th to 5th. Gary?
Yeah, Tyler Marble for sure. Definitely our biggest mover.
It's... All right, well, Brian Coughlin coming from 18th to 12th. Gary, take over. I got the hiccup, bud.
Oh, Take your time. Drink some vodka. You'll be all right. No, I'm just kidding. Coming here in late race stages here. Oh, Blair Patterson kind of stopping off here. I don't know if he had an engine blow up there finally. I think the engine finally let go on him. But 31's gonna have to park it behind the wall. Tough night for Blair Patterson there. Well, late race stages here. We got 5 to go, probably 4 to go when we take the green. I think Red is making his decision here, telling race control what lane he wants here for the restart. I think he's going to pick the inside again, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It's okay. But here in your top 5, we've got Red Nichols in first, Chris Seidenfaden in second, third place, Jeffrey Marble, fourth place, James Thorndike, and rounding out the top 5 still, Tyler Marble as well. Let's go ahead and do a run through the top 10. Alexander Brown 6th, Bradley Wetzel 7th, Orlando Rivera in the 8th spot, up 2 spots since the beginning. 31 spots, Sean Grace. He's in 9th spot in that Interstate Batteries machine. And rounding out your top 10 is Alan Hilton. Started 33rd. He's up to the 10th spot. But we are coming through here. 1 lap to green flag racing here. It'll be coming to 5 to go, I believe. Maybe 4 to go. I can't count today. It's fine. 4 to go once we take the green flag here. All prime time. All Samson Motorsports front row. If I get my team straight today. All Samson front row here. We got Rhett Nichols in the lead. He chose to choose the inside lane. Chose green flag back in the air. We're back underway here. Rhett with another good restart. Another caution. Caution's out. Well, let's see what for here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got a big crash here on the front stretch. Big crash here. Looks like involving the top 10.
Right.
Oh, it looks like everybody just kind of didn't go there. A lot of wheel spin here.
Trying to get rid of a hiccup, folks.
Looks like some massive wheel spin. Let's go back. Take a look here at the 59. Oh, the 59 blew a motor.
Oh, James Thorndike.
He was
Oh,
up
yeah.
into the 4th spot and just blew a motor. I don't know if he, when he was trying to go from 2nd to 3rd, I don't know if he grabbed 1st on accident. We've seen that happen before in real life racing and on iRacing. Sometimes you just grab the wrong gear and it blows up and just causes big accidents.
Tough break
One
for
of the
the
important parts
2,
broke there.
the 08, the 38, 78, 93, the 14, the 42, and the 85, the 86. Gonna get all involved into this incident here on the front stretch.
A lot of good cars piled up in that instant there.
Yeah.
We're going to have a green white checkered here, Josh. And it's our one and only attempt.
Yeah, GWSC attempt, 1-1.
Yeah, just one. Just one in this series.
It's one across the board, I understand.
Yes, one across all 4 series here.
All right, well, tonight, glad to have everybody out there tuning in to MaxSpeedTV. It's been a rough race out here for these guys, Gary, but, everybody's still, staying tuned and being here. 23 likes here tonight. Got about 30 viewers here, and I do appreciate it. Gary appreciates it. Extreme appreciates it. But it's been a rough race for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely a rough race for sure on these guys. But I tell you what, I bet a Northern Capital car goes to victory lane. I'm going out on a limb.
Well, I don't know about that because you got the Marble family right behind them. Jeffrey Marble, Tyler Marble, 3
we got the
and
Marble
4.
father-son, is that right?
Yeah, father-son duo.
Which who's the son? Who's
I don't know.
Kid? No, we don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna guess Tyler is the son here. I'm gonna pick him to win. Can I change my pick? Is it too late?
No, you gotta stay with your pick here tonight.
Man, darn. I can't cash out early. Oh man.
No, unfortunately, I picked Jeffrey. Jeffrey's running 3rd, so hey,
hey, my pick got taken out of lap 1. That's
yeah. Well, I would like to see really anybody win it here tonight. You know.
It's gonna be interesting here, but I
Yeah.
really do think anybody in this top 4 here, I think they're gonna pull it out here.
Well, I'm seeing in chat there maybe a bump from the number 5 to the 17, maybe. You know.
We've seen teammates. We've seen teammates duke it out here at the last little bit here. I know on our team we tell each other we'll race each other clean until 5 to go. So here we are.
You never know.
Less than 5 to go. You never know.
Well,
Might see a teammate do a bump and run here for the win.
The one and only
Especially
Green White
Seidenfeld to break
Checkered
his
here
winless
tonight.
streak. He hasn't won yet this season. So hopefully maybe Chris can break into victory lane.
Oh, Chris Seidenfeld running second right inside the marbles. Right behind them. Yeah,
Got
right
all,
behind them.
This is
Literally.
for all the marbles here.
Yep. The
Huh?
leader has to take the white flag in order for it to end. Pace car lines off. Here we go. Rhett Nichols up front. Chris to his outside. And the number 17 of Rack on the loud pedal. Here we go. The one and only Green White Checkered. We are green here tonight. What is it going to take for Rhett Nichols as he gets that good jump there coming out of turn number 2?
Oh, we got the 66 again. Oh, he's loose. He's coming up in front of the field. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Caution's out. That's it. It's over. Race is over. Give it to the 17. Let's say race it out here. I can't remember. I think they race it out.
No.
Unless they gotta chase the pace car. I think they do here.
Chase the pace car.
Well, they're all kind of going somewhat at speed here. Oh, pace car exiting too. There we go. Race is over. There it is.
Yeah.
There's your winner, Rhett Nichols.
Rhett Nichols gonna be our winner
3
here
in a row,
tonight.
might I add. 3 in a row.
Oh, coming out of turn 2, Edward Bray trying to
Yeah, he got
save
loose
it.
and came back up into traffic. Overcorrected.
All right, yeah. Well, the leader had to take the white flag before the caution came out. Unable to do it, and the caution comes out, and Rhett Nichols gonna come away with the win here tonight with Chris Seidenfeld in second, and it looks like Jeffrey Marble gonna be in third. Let's get the top 3 up here on the MaxSpeedTV post-race show coming up next. Alrighty, folks, back live here on MaxSpeedTV. And we have caught up with our third place finisher here tonight, Jeffrey Marble, and I believe Gary has caught up with him.
Well, yeah, just down here on pit road with Jeffrey Marble coming home in a strong third place finish. Jeff, Rough night tonight, a lot of cautions, but you guys managed through. You pulled out a third place finish after starting in third as well. Talk about it. How was your race?
What a roller coaster night. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys seen what happened to me on lap 17. I was trying out the New Hampshire road course, and luckily I didn't hit anything. And then later after that, I got a changing lane penalty, and had to serve a drive-through. And then I just used some tire strategy to get me back up to the front. Didn't take any tires and took a gamble, and it paid off.
Yeah, that gamble definitely did pay off for you well tonight. Well, definitely a roller coaster ride, as you had mentioned, all over the place, but ultimately ended up in third here. But next week we go to. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared today,
Kansas,
guys.
I
I'm sorry.
believe.
Yes, we go to Kansas next week. What's your thoughts heading in here, going into Kansas?
I'm not a huge fan of Kansas in the Cup car, but it might be different in this car. And if it's daytime, it'll be even better. If it's nighttime, it'll be a one-lane racetrack, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like it's going to be a night race here next week. But as you kind of talked about, Kansas is going to be a very interesting race next week for sure. But we're going to cut this short a little bit here. Any shout outs, thoughts you want to give as we let you go here, celebrate that third place?
I got to give a huge shout out to Cale Gale for bringing me on board, bringing my son on board, and bringing my friend and teammate Brian Conklin on board. Tyler, my son, finished fourth tonight. He had a hell of a job. Unfortunately, I took his little third place interview away from him, but he'll get plenty of more. You'll see him in victory lane
Oh,
soon.
he'll be fine.
And
Oh, yeah,
I
for
want to
sure.
give out the Hyper too, Hyper Motorsports. And thank you very much for broadcasting, boys.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks a lot for your time. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations, Jeffrey. All right, well, we're going to bring us to our second place finisher here tonight, Chris Seidenfaden. Well, Chris, up and down night, man. You started sixth, you finished second, you found your teammate, but man, what a race, man. Talk about it.
Yeah, it was a good race. Me and Rhett, he led the race that whole time. I was around fourth for the entire race there after the first few cautions, and the cautions really helped me out get there. The car was pretty loose, and I drifted it off the turn in turn two quite a bit on the restarts because the cold tires and all that. But I ended up getting in a rhythm there towards the end and figuring out how to drive this place.
Well, New Hampshire Motor Speedway is over, done with round 8. We go to round 9 at Kansas next week. What's your thoughts? As the defending champion of the Can-Am Series, what is your mindset?
I'm really looking forward to Kansas. It's one of my favorite tracks on this sim, and at night it's going to be a really good race. And this race at New Hampshire, I was writing this one off. I didn't think I was going to do well at all whatsoever. I'm not a big fan of these flat tracks, but I'm really looking forward to Kansas.
All right, Chris, what thoughts, shout-outs you want to give before you go celebrate the second place here this evening?
Yeah, I want to thank Rick Donathan and his crew for putting on the series every week and the incredible job they do. MaxSpeed for broadcasting it. Rick Motech Sim Speed Shop. Dig Design for sponsoring this series. Team Samson and Curtis, our team owner. Northern Capital for sponsoring our cars and all that. Russ Anderson and also Rhett for winning 3 in a row.
All right, yeah, we'll get to Rhett here in just a minute. Well, Gary will, but hey, Chris, we will see you next week at Kansas, buddy. Go celebrate.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight, Rhett Nichols. Gary, you have our winner, buddy.
Well, we've got Gatorade, champagne, and I think maybe a little bit of water all over the place here in Victory Lane. Rhett Nichols, 3 for 3, man. Last 3 races here, you've won all of them. Talk about it.
Just making sure to keep the car clean has been the biggest thing. These races, especially with a lot of cautions at Gateway and here, making sure we stayed out front and kept the car clean was really, really important.
Well, you definitely did that tonight for sure. Ran really good here. But next week we head to a different type of track here. Last time we went to a mile and a half. You did finish second at Texas, but this week, this coming week here, we come to Kansas. What's kind of your game plan going into that race?
We'll just see what happens. Kansas is an interesting track. It's a mile and a half, but it's not a cookie cutter mile and a half. So put in a lot of practice this week and make sure we got a good car for next week.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, any shout outs, thoughts, thank yous you want to give before we let you go celebrate your win?
Of course, got to thank the league here. Couldn't be racing here without the league. ExtremeMotorsports99.com. I want to thank y'all for putting on the show. I got to thank my sponsor, Northern Capital and Samson Motorsports, Chris's Sports Card. I got to thank a longtime fan of Northern Capital, Russ Anderson. I got to thank my family and my beautiful girlfriend as well.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, Gary. Well, that is the top 3, but man, just the race here tonight, just, it is the beginner series for Extreme. It just goes to show you what can and can't happen at a short track. What a race, though, because, these guys were putting really everything on the line, in that round 8 of the season.
Yeah, I think some of these guys are glad to be past this stretch of flat tracks or road courses, but tonight, definitely a long one for sure. Definitely a lot of things these drivers can learn. Maybe the next time they come to a place like New Hampshire, maybe practice a little more patience and just learn to bide their time a little more. But overall, I thought it was a pretty solid race. Got to see, maybe not the exciting finish that we were hoping for, but good race overall. We'll see them attack it next week.
Yes, we will. All right, we'll get down here to the unofficial results, depending on the admin stuff that they have to do. But Rhett Nichols coming away with the win here tonight. Congratulations to Rhett. Chris Seidenfaden going to finish in second place. Jeffrey Marble, my pick, in third. Tyler Marble in fourth. The Marbles 3 and 4. Alexander Brown going to grab a top 5. Sean Gray 6th. Brian Washington 7th. Ron Miller 8th. Bradley Wetzel 9th, and Brian Coughlin going to grab that top 10.
Rounding out the top 20 here, we've got in 11th place, Andrew Jump. 12th place, Jeremy Horn. 13th, Orlando Rivera. Another solid top 15 for Orlando. 14th, after everything that's happened here tonight, Edward Bray rounding out the top 14, last car on lead lap. 15th spot, not the finish he was hoping for, but Alan Hilton in 15th. 16th goes to Shad Curran. 17th goes to Kevin Moffitt. 18th goes to James Thorndike. 19th goes to Ed Morris Sr. Good jump for him, up 20 spots tonight. And rounding out your top 20 is Doug Carlson.
All right, Blair Daddy Patterson 21st, Jared Lipster 22nd, Lee Staples 23rd, Jeff Lochner 24th, Eric Watchhorn 25th, Rodrigo Logo 26th, Doug Blackman 27th, Roy Geeson 28th, Rick Christensen 29th, and Josh Mayu running out the top 30.
Well, and 31st, we got Andrew Fessenden. Said it right this week. 32nd, Zach Willard, our point leader, taking a dive here this weekend. 33rd, we got Topper Dugas. 34th, Christian DeBoer. 35th, Paul Irvin. 36th, Christopher Vanskoy. And rounding out the field tonight is Donnie Lee in the 88 car.
All right, John Sterling, Jacob Lee, our admins here tonight. But congratulations goes to Rick Nichols. Gary, thank you so much for joining us. Rick Nichols winning it here tonight for round 8 of the Doug Designs Can-Am Pro Series. But tomorrow night, we have the Northern Capital Truck Series at the Lady in Black at Darlington. That is going to be another race that everybody is going to have to watch, especially you, because you are a driver in that race as well.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm very good, but no, in all seriousness, tomorrow is going to be fun. We go to Darlington, like you alluded to. That is a fast track, a very edgy racetrack, very tight and narrow, one groove racetrack. Hopefully we have a better performance than we did Dover. I really don't want to meet you in the booth again tomorrow for that reason. I really would like to finish all the laps and finish the race tomorrow. Hopefully we're able to do so, but it's going to be an interesting race tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of patience tested, that's for sure.
Yes, it is. Just like the patience was tested tonight, patience tomorrow night at Darlington. But until tomorrow night, folks, stay safe and have a good night.